So I am here with the filmmaker Fella, who's done a beautiful short experimental film, When Thoughts Stick to Your Mind. So tell me about this film. Like, there's so many layers to it, but what did it originate as?
What does it, the film?
Or how did it come about? Like, what inspired you?
What inspired me, I've been questioning the meaning, not the meaning, but what is truth, what is reality, what are thoughts, what are feelings, where are they really, what is real? That has been my question my whole life. And at one point, a series of 100 poems just came out.
100?
100. They came in the span of about 3 or 4 years, and I just wrote. I mean, they came very quickly. And this particular one, I was feeling kind of a little forlorn. I wasn't feeling well. I was crying, actually. And I heard this, When Thoughts Stick to Your Mind. And I went to the kitchen table and I just wrote it down, and there it is. And so that's how most of the poems came. They were really, and then I read them to friends, and everyone said, could we have these in your voice? And I'm going, well, I'm not going to be sitting there. Put them on YouTube. And I'm going,
So you created a whole film from these poems that you just originally just were writing.
I was writing, and I used to paint, so I have all these paintings, and so I decided I will stick myself in a painting forest and set up the paintings and write the music for it, which I could do for some reason. And
yeah.
I'm not really trying.
You created a character to portray these poems, correct?
Yes, and the character came out of a disguise that I once had for a dress-up party, and someone photographed me at the piano. And I said, he's the character. And then I invented a name, and apparently I made it up. I made up the name, Mano Dano. And he now has a second character called Mani Dani. There are 2 of them. And the meaning, apparently, of Mano Dano, as someone told me in Korean, is 10,000 awakenings, one awakening.
Huh.
I didn't know. I made it up.
It has some sort of like significant meaning now, I feel like.
It does.
Or you have 10,000 poems you have to write.
And anyway, so it's and he has taken on a life of his own, and so has Mani Dani. They both have a mustache. So but they're lovers, like whatever. Oh, they're not lovers, they're just like partners.
Yeah.
And they have a different feel, and this one is Mano Dano. It's one of the main questions. Do you know who you are when thoughts stick to your mind?
And now you were telling me, because this is an experimental film, that there's a painting aspect to it. There's like several different elements to it. So what makes it more of an experimental film?
Well, first of all, it didn't fit any category. And it isn't a poetry, and it isn't music, and it isn't a drama, and it isn't anything. And so, what is it really? Which is the good thing and the bad thing? It doesn't fit anything. So, I'm painting, and then I'm traveling through the sky as Mano Dano, saying things, asking questions. So that's pretty experimental, I would say.
Does Mano Dano ever find out the meaning of life?
Not the meaning of life, but comes to the fact that in the end, it's all love. It's all the poems. Sometimes I think I wrote the same poem all the time, because it comes from, we all have loneliness and fear and despair, and then I write it, and in the end, it's just the truth is in your heart, always.
It's very true. Well, thank you so much, Fella, for being here tonight. It was great to chat with you, and best of luck in the festival. I'm actually very excited to see your project. It sounds very interesting. I want to see what happens to Mano Dano. Thank you.